Hey YouTube. So I had some requests to show how to do the yarn yoshis and getting them dyed different colors. Happy November, by the way, in case you don't know I have a mustache. But so I started on blue yarn yoshi. You can see the blue underneath there. I'll give you some tips and stuff on how to get them going well. This is my end result, my red yarn yoshi. He started off as a pink one. I'll show them side by side so you can actually see the difference, but red and pink. So that's what I'm doing today. Now, this is the marker I use. Fabric Fun. Got it from Walmart in Canada. Don't know, I think it's in the States. I saw this brand on their webpage online, but I couldn't find the markers, but I'm sure they're there. They're just fabric dye markers. And these ones are heat set, so after you let them dry off for a couple days, then you apply some heat to them. I'm going to use a heat gun when I do mine. Now, so it is pretty simple, but it's also easy to mess it up and ruin your entire yarn yoshi. So I'll show you what I did here. So you stay away from any of the white. Don't go anywhere near it, because that's what you do at the end. Because then if you go too close, when you're moving around painting, you can knock his nose up into his eyes if you're trying to get the underside. The arms are really big because they go underneath. Can I get this camera angle down? So the arms, you gotta color right in there, and that touches the white. So when you do them, make sure that you do small amounts and let it dry to be touch dry before you do anything else, because while you're dyeing him, if you touch him, it gets on your fingers and he will spread all over. So always make sure you have a good area to hold, that you can rotate it, and then go at different angles, because you can see him, he has the blue in between the cracks. So I'm gonna have to go in at different angles later on, go in a little bit deeper, hold it longer, go over more, let it penetrate more. If you don't get this brand of marker, try to find another one that's pretty good. It has to be wet, it has to go in pretty deep. So that sounded great. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start on this side. Let's change this angle. Start on this side. Now, once again, don't go too close, even to this piece, even though it's not too far. Even here, you can always come back later. And the safer you are, the better. It's better to let it dry a couple more times and ruin the whole thing. Now, I'll show you. If you do happen to touch it, it gets on your finger. And then if you touch other parts of him, it spreads. Can't really see it on his arm there, but if I touch white, it's going to show up. So, do this part, stay away, make sure I have a good grip. Do his arms, just the outsides. Now, if I were to do the underside here, I'm going to try to show you a different angle. You see the arm moving? It's moving in and out and hitting his face every time I do that. It moves away and then hits the face. So if I had done the top of his arm first, and then I did the rest of his arm, I'm going to be knocking it into his cheeks, and you're going to get other color all over his cheeks. So that's why it's better to do it in small sections. Take a little bit of time. See right there, I'm hitting him, but it's not doing anything because it's empty. And there we go. That is my first coat. So you can see that it still has that underlying color, but it's like painting. And that's why you want a good marker. It penetrates pretty well. So I'm going to go back now, let this dry for about half an hour so that I can touch it again. And then after that I'll do the other sides, go over it again. Maybe I'll do another video when I get close to the eyes, but it's kind of self-explanatory. Either way, I'll show the end result. A little bit more. You can see his face here. It's getting better, getting there. Still haven't done right by the eyes, because you do little bits at a time. But you can see I did the lining there. Not the mouth yet, but I did above the cheek there. Nice crisp line. So I'll show you how I did that. It has to be dry. You do one part at a time, and then you stop and you wait for good job before you do the next part. So I'll show you with this one now, the other cheek. We do this for all the close ones. So make sure it's dry so you can grab it anywhere you want. Pull back the other piece just to expose the strings a little more. You go right in there and you pull it down, leave it for a second, and only pull away. Go down, in, pull away. Hold it for a minute so the ink gets there because you can't rub it as often. So, and down, pull away. Down, pull away. That's it. Don't get me checking those. This video is and so that was the one I did before. This is the one I just did. Nice, crisp, and solid. Looks good. Alright. So, finished my black Yarn Yoshi. I'm pretty happy with him. He looks pretty good. No staining or anything. A little bit fuzzy after I used the marker. So my last step I recently added is I take my fuzz eater, my raisin sheet, and I eat all the fuzz. So, it's got a nice clean look. I think I'm going to try to find some markers that are a little bit wetter, penetrate a bit deeper, but overall I'm still happy with this black Yarn Yoshi. Alright.